if you're gonna leave, I'ma let you go. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm done with yesterday. I fell where my demons dwell, my own little nightmare, I call it hell. Oh well, it's time to get back up, climbing and climbing. I'm done with this ride, is what I tell myself, so I could feel something else. Yeah, I guess I had my bad days, but it doesn't mean I lost my style. Darling, where were you when my heart was on the ground? I thought time would prove that you would stick around. I guess time stood still, a king without his crown. Now I'm breaking and you're faking, girl. You never made a sound. I'm tired of the pain. Go away. I'm done with yesterday.
Suck me in smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Filling the lungs inside you, and the blackened eyes make my way into your mind. Just to know what you knew. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Lost control. It's paradise with a nasty bite. In the dead of the night. Let the darkness take control. Let the darkness take control. Darkness take control. May the darkness take control. Suck me in smoke, breathe me in and let me go. Sink to your heart to find you. Open up your eyes till you're blinded by the lies, so you can see what you do. Restless every time we start locking eyes. Love control. Is paradise with honesty, but in the dead of the night. Teardrops on the floor. The pain is over. Feel the darkness take control.
These mortals have awakened the gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire. Now to strike. These mortals have awakened the gods of old. We rise from our slumber to reveal our true power. Focus fire. Now to strike.
Kitty power.
This is my cat that does not get along with the dog at all, even a little bit. So.
That's fair. Yeet.
Munchie. Okay, I'm muting myself. She's just gonna keep coming back. I guarantee it. Alright.
We got a lot of fellas today.
Yeah.
I just saw the cat's paw.
Yeah.
I was just like, what's happening?
She likes when I stretch her, so she'll do this, and then she'll like stretch.
Oh,
Aw, that's really cute.
Welcome to Alone in the Void. I am the storyteller, the void itself. I am Heath, aka Captain Sack, aka the Dire Bear GM. Tonight with us, we have Maddie, who is playing Nara. We have Jack, who is playing the Captain, Marilyn. We have Skippy, who is playing, Jason, who is playing Skippy. Our intern. Jason's name is now Skippy, it's canon. We also have V, who is playing our navigator, Quentin. And Atlas, who is playing our marine, Tane. When last we left the group, there was a bit of a divergent history learned about. Instead of the violence of World War II creating a rift in most of our societies, leading into a Cold War, an arms race, a space race, we actually see that there was humanitarian acts, realizing that the atrocities wrought upon one another is something that's wrong and shouldn't be dealt with. One man came to the forefront in this divergent story from history. A man by the name of Timothy Marshall.
Timothy fucking Marshall!
Timothy Marshall was a humanitarian and inventor, designer, a creator. He helped to foster a program that sent man into space long before our own timeline. The last image that we have of him from this alternate universe is him on his deathbed, surrounded by his family, and one lone figure, marked in the photo by the simple saying of Dr. Timothy Marshall, with his family and his first attempt at artificial life. Ladies and gentlemen, welcome to Dire Bear Adventuring Company's Alone in the Void. Our ensign, our navigator, and our marine have seen this timeline. Our captain, however, has discovered something far more unknown in the form of a gigantic robotic form, given the name by its chosen caretaker, the captain. What did you name it?
What did I name it? What do I?
Apophos?
Yeah.
An
Apophis?
ancient god. Yes,
Apophis?
Apophos, an ancient god of destruction. When
Chaos,
asked
but like whatever.
what its job is, the answer was to conquer.
Yeah. Mistakes were made, okay? I'm just gonna go and say that was on me.
And while all of this goes on, our underappreciated, overworked doctor toils away to find a cure or some easement of an ailment that is unknown. And strange things have started to turn afoot as people are more aggressive than what they were. Something seems to be running through. And that's where we're going to pick up. Dr. Kalinara Morrison, you have treated countless numbers of people. You have dealt with a lot of things, overseen several large groups of individuals to the betterment of society, and have fielded these people your own self. And yet here you stand, or rather sit, tired and alone at your desk. No thank you for all of your efforts. And you never really asked for that. That's not why you got into it. But something about the way you're treated, or rather mistreated, galls you. This morning, as you were preparing to finally take a seat and look over some of the documents, maybe today would be the breakthrough. Even your most trusted, your right hand, Paul. It was an offhanded comment. I'm sure he meant nothing by it. But for some reason, the way he said it today, it stuck in your craw. It drew your ire. You find yourself being, for you, unrationably angry at this man who has sung songs with you, lorded your triumphs, and talked to others about what a talented person you are. But yet, the only thing that you have overriding any of that right now is the absolute desire to see harm to him. Maybe not life-ending, but definitely want to see some blood drawn. The door to your office slides open, the sound of it grating on your nerves. You look over, and there's Paul. He's holding a folder, most of it full. Hey, Nara. I've got the results from the latest tests that we've run on Nain. There's some interesting looking things here. I think maybe you should pour over them yourself when you get a chance. And he offers the folder to you, a smile on his face.
When I get a chance?
Well, I mean, you're busy, so I didn't. You've thrown yourself into everything, as always. It's admirable. I just. So I'm gonna put the report down. And have you eaten today?
I ate something.
Okay.
But you're not boyfriend, you're not my husband, nor are you my superior. You should concern yourself with your job. Don't worry about me.
Okay. Yeah, I apologize. Yes, doctor. Good day. And he turns, giving you one look over his shoulder as he does, and then leaves the room. There's a creeping feeling. There was some satisfaction in that. It permeates under your skin, and it prickles and tingles in a good way, creeping up your spine and giving your brain this tingling sensation, this small amount of euphoria. There's the sound outside of your office of a tray rattling and falling, the sound of something being turned over. You look, realize it's only been 40 minutes since you've moved from this place. Since Paul walked in and out, 40 minutes of time has slipped past you. And now shouting voices from outside ring through the door, punctuating the air, a cacophonous staccato that drums against your ears. Shouting. More shouting.
I'll make it up and go to my door, find out what the hell all the shouting's about.
To anyone watching, I'd like to apologize if I interrupt myself or if I seem to pause long. This whole head cold thing or whatever's going on is still kicking my ass, so every once in a while I have to take a break. So you look out your door and you see Paul and Sam. Sam has Paul on the ground and has a knee on his chest. He has his fist drawn back, and Sam looks like he's about to punch Paul. You see Lynn, one of the other scientists, she is standing nearby trying to grab at Sam's arm, and you watch as he shrugs her off and then goes to strike, and as he does, you hear the slap of the fist on the face of Paul. He doesn't cry out. He simply turns his head, rolling with the punch.
Enough!
Sam stands up and looks down at Paul, puts his foot against him and kind of pushes him, and turns to walk away, shaking his fist as he does. Paul rolls over to an elbow and props himself up. He spits and wipes his face. Small trail of blood on the back of his hand. He stands up. Lynn rushes over to look at him. You can see her suck air through her teeth. And she looks at his face.
What's going on here?
Nothing, Doctor, Paul says to you. It's... tensions are high, and I apparently misplaced something, and Sam took offense. I'll find the samples that have gone missing.
Samples have gone missing?
I'm not... Yes, Doctor.
Okay. Send Sam to my office. Now.
Yes, Doctor. He starts to walk, and you see Lynn put a hand against his chest, and she says, no more blood drawn in this manner. Let me do it.
No more blood drawn in this manner.
And he nods his head and goes back to his workstation and just kind of pours himself into his work. Lynn leaves the area, walking back towards the research center, and returns a few minutes later with Sam walking behind her.
Nara's going to step back from the door of her office and gesture for Sam to precede her in.
Sam is normally Sam is normally a quiet, reserved individual, patient with his words and careful how he administers them. But at the same time, it always seems as though there was something else below the surface. Cunning, maybe. As this man that looks like Sam enters the room, his shoulders are thrown back and his head is holding a haughty position. This is not the combat medically trained turned nurse that you knew. This is someone who is cocksure and full of self-righteousness. He enters the room and spins on you.
She's going to close the door behind her. Care to explain what that was all about?
Sure. The samples were right there last night. The only person that came in and out last night, according to anything, was, of course, the research staff on duty, but Paul as well. Today, the samples are gone. Paul says that he did review them. He swears he put them back right where they were at. This morning, they're not there. I ask him where they're at. He continues to tell me this bullshit story. I put them right back. I put them right back. I just had enough of his little whiny sound, so I popped him in the mouth.
Sam, we are not the Marines. We do not solve things with our fists.
Wow. Add him next time.
We do not resort to punching our problems.
Tommy's talking about me.
Tane Underground feels this weird sense that somebody is talking about him.
Hi, kitty.
My marine sense is tingling.
Somebody mentioned us.
That or there's freedom being sown somewhere. Don't shake your head. That was funny.
Sam, normally you're very calm. Yes, you have a bit of a streak to you, but normally you are very calm and very... not that.
Well, maybe I'm tired because some bitch keeps pushing me, I don't know, to work way over the hours that I normally would. Oh, that's right. We don't have any relief because we're stuck on a planet that's got crystals falling from the sky and a strange thing that's crawling